Magandang Agham Pilipinas. Welcome po sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Ito ang programang una sa mga napapanong balita tungkol sa Agham, teknolohiya at inovasyon para sa bayan. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ating balitaan kasama ang ating tumatayong OIC ng DOST at ng DOST Box na si DOST Undersecretary Renato Solidum Jr. Magandang hanggang po, Usec Rene.
Magandang agham din sa iyo, Onin, at sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Oras na para makibalita sa mga updates tungkol sa Agham at Teknolohiya sa mga rehiyon at sa buong bansa. Mula mismo yan kay Usec Rene.
Salamat, Onin. Umpisa na natin sa mga balitang may kinalaman sa kalusugan. First item, DOST 12 partners with DOH 12 to deploy RX box units to 12 regional health units. DOST Region 12, in partnership with DOH Region 12, has turned over RX box units to 12 additional rural health units during a turnover ceremony in General Santos City on 19 to 20 June 2022. The said RX box units will be delivered to 12 additional RHUs, namely Alamada, Antipas, Arakan, Glan, Maasim, Maitum, Malapatan, and Malungon. The two-day event also witnessed the MOU signing of RxBox Super Users Training for capacity building of end users. RxBox is a multi-component program designed to provide better access to life-saving healthcare services in isolated and disadvantaged communities nationwide. It can reduce the overall cost of healthcare by enabling health workers to diagnose, monitor, and treat patients within the rural health facility, thanks to medical sensors inside the box. The turnover event is a follow-up to the first batch of RxBox deployment done on September 28 to October 1, 2021 to Provincial Health Office North, Banisilan, Mlang, Magpet, Lambayong, SNA, PHO South Cotabato, Lake Cebu, Coronadal City, PHO Sarangani, and Kiamba RHUs. The second item would be DOST 3 launching a 120-day complementary food feeding program in Santo Domingo, Nueva Ecija. DOST Region 3 held a complementary feeding program that will be conducted daily for 120 days for 3 barangays in Santo Domingo, Nueva Ecija, with a high percentage of undernourished children on 19 July 2022. The feeding programs, made possible through DOST's Community Empowerment through Science and Technology, or CEST, aims to reduce the number of undernourished and improve the nutritional status of children aged 12 to 71 months old in barangays Malaya, San Pascual, and Santo Rosario. The third item would be DOST 10 funding 1 million pesos for the Malnutrition Reduction Project in Catarman, Camiguin. DOST Region 10 has turned over a total of 1,082,589 pesos to LGU Catarman, Camiguin for the improvement of nutritional status among children in 14 barangays of the municipality on 18 July 2022. The turnover ceremony was held during the 48th Nutrition Month culmination of LGU Catarman that was received by Mayor Quiterio Antonio U. Palarca II. The said project is for the provision of rice mongo-based complementary foods and enhanced Nutriban that are both formulated by the DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute, or FNRI, to scale down the occurrence of malnutrition in the municipality. Narito naman ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa kabuhayan. DOST Caraga holds virtual training on social media marketing and basic infographics for MSMEs of Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, and Dinagat Islands. DOST Caraga Region, in partnership with the DOST Science and Technology Information Institute, or STII, conducted a webinar titled Virtual Training on Social Media Marketing and Basic Infographics for MSMEs of Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, and Dinagat Islands to further enhance the capability of the local micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs, in Caraga Region towards social marketing. 50 participants from 3 provinces of the region have attended the online learning sessions, which aim to give the local MSMEs better appreciation and knowledge on how to utilize social media as a vehicle in promoting their respective products and services to a larger audience. The webinar is one of the major capacity-building activities of the DOST STII called Science Journal, a co-advocacy program that seeks to strengthen science communication in the country and to instill a culture of science among various stakeholders, including the local technopreneurs, towards achieving economic growth and prosperity, particularly in the regions. The next item would be PTRI processing raw plant materials for green construction applications. The Philippine Textile Research Institute, or PTRI, has been working on the conversion of banana, bamboo, and bandala raw materials for green construction applications for the ongoing construction and buildings using locally developed natural textiles in the Co-Build Tex project. This week, the Co-Build Tex project has successfully treated, softened, and opened almost 300 meters of double-ply banana textile fibers for twinning at the Innovation Center for Yarns and Textiles located in Bicutan, Taguig City. The developed banana textile fiber-based twines will be utilized for the optimization of its hornification or drying recycling parameters to include the optimum number of cycles and drying temperature for bamboo, banana, and core textile fiber-based twines to then be further developed into single yarn grids for shotcrete application. The next item would be the promotion of the silk ecosystem in the local TCMO homefront of NHA Misamis Oriental. PTRI, through its Technology Center in Misamis Oriental, or TCMO, and the National Housing Authority, NHA, sought to revisit silk weaving through the provision of training for local beneficiaries. Silk weaving training is considered as a support to the livelihood of the community in Andam, Moswag, Imelda, Villanueva, Misamis Oriental, which is also home to the TCMO. With the proximity to the TCMO and the increased capacities the filature now provides, the intention to provide the opportunity for additional income to the community through handloom weaving. It would be ideal if a handloom weaving innovation center may be set up in the vicinity of the TCMO to integrate all services and product in close proximity, and in so doing, optimize the exposure and engagements. The NHA is currently establishing a project interagency committee that aims to develop barangays and create livelihood programs with the local government units and partner agencies, and invited the PTRI as one of the committee members and a partner agency. The next item would be tradition meets innovation in digitalization of the Philippine handloom weaving industry. DOST Cordillera Administrative Region, in collaboration with the Cordillera Weaving Industry Council, organized the webinar series on Industry 4.0 technologies for the weaving industry on 26 July 2022. DOST PTRI's Ms. Jenely Kaya, Supervising Science Research Specialist, shared a lecture on digitalization of the Philippine handloom weaving industry, which included the component projects of the DOST GIA-funded program entitled Digitalization of the Philippine Handloom Weaving Industry. Attended by about 100 participants, including Cordillera handloom weavers and industry stakeholders, the project aims to tackle current issues, foster the development of an interactive handloom weaving database, digitization of community traditional weaves, and IP protection through digital pattern specification and authentication technology for weave design production. The authentication technology is of particular importance given the prevalence of misappropriation and or counterfeiting, as first reported in CAR, with Igorot weaves being passed off as one of the most cited designs of purveyors of inauthentic or fake handloom woven fabrics, and which have become pervasive in the more popular online selling platforms. The presentation discussed how these activities can be proven false by strengthening the access to a weave-to-buyer online database and through the authentication technology for weave design protection. This system can also be replicated in most areas in the country. The lecture was capped with an invitation to the Philippine Handloom Weaving Conference 2022, which will be held in October as a pre-National Science and Technology Week 2022 event. The next item would be the DOST Science for Change program conducting RightShip in Zamboanga Peninsula. The Department of Science and Technology Science for Change Program, or S4CP, in partnership with DOST Region 10 and DOST sectoral councils, held a write-shop coined R&D Ideation and S4CP Proposal Write-Shop in Zamboanga City on 25 to 26 July 2022. Researchers from public and private universities and representatives from the MSMEs and cooperatives across Region 9 attended the activity. The primary objective of a two-day write-shop was to encourage industry-academe collaborations to provide research and development solutions to identified industry needs and problems. A total of 60 participants attended the write-shop, which comprised of researchers and MSME representatives. The activity walked the participants through the process of developing their ideas into R&D proposals, which were presented during day 2 of the write-shop. Viable proposals were encouraged to be submitted for funding consideration under the Collaborative Research and Development to Leverage the Philippine Economy, or CRADLE. Similarly, the program and project leaders of the NICER on native chicken crafted the Phase 2 R&D proposals to ensure the sustainability of the center. Since the start of the DOST Science for Change program in 2017, the program has encouraged academe-industry collaborations to improve the competitiveness of local industries and catalyze innovation through research and development under a CRADLE program. The next item would be DOST Set-up Beneficiaries in Sorsogon extended with food safety assessment by the DOST Region 5. DOST 5, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center, Sorsogon, assisted in the conduct of food safety or audit assessment for the 2 food businesses on 22 July 2022. PSTC Sorsogon conducted the assessment of Arienda's Home Food Products and Gabriel Food Products Manufacturing in Sorsogon City. This is in line with the strategies of DOST in extending consultancy and technical advisory services through food safety assessment to identify food safety needs and verify compliance to standards vis-a-vis existing practices of Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program or set of projects in the food processing industry. The next item would be DOST 1 awarding electric dehydrator to Kabulig Farmers Association. DOST 1, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center, La Union, awarded 2 electric dehydrators worth to Kabulig Farmers Association on 8 July 2022 to help them increase their ubi chips production. The awarding was part of the implementation of Community Empowerment through Science and Technology, or SES program, in the municipality of Santol, La Union. Kabulig Farmers Association is a federated association in Santol, La Union that processes banana products to provide additional livelihood for its members. Last year, DOST Region 1, through the SES program, provided a training on the ubi processing to utilize Barangay Letak Sur's abundant production of the root crop. KFA members were also given trainings on how to process ubi chips, wine, and halaya. Aside from additional ubi products, KFA members also participated on the conduct of seminar on current good manufacturing practices held last February 22, 2022 to certify them on CGMP requirement and to improve their production processes in general. The next item would be DOST Caraga and MIRDC holding a virtual training on metal fabrication and cost estimation for MSMEs. DOST Caraga, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center, Surigao del Norte, and the Metals Industry Research and Development Center, held a virtual technology training on metal fabrication and cost estimation for machining jobs for MSMEs in the metals and engineering sector, as well as technology training on gemstone processing and product development for fashion accessories and souvenir items in Barangay Umbong, Alegria, Surigao del Norte on 27 to 28 July 2022. Experts from MIRDC discussed the proper cost estimation for machining jobs and imparted their knowledge on gemstone processing and product development. Technology-based business participants included SRS Industrial Trading, Sonexo Industrial Resources, Ever Machine Shop, Alpha Kairos Omega, Engineering and Metalworks, Arriba Steel Industries, RSY Multi-Trade Shop, 4JC Electrical and Machining Services, and Rev-An Iron Works participated in the training. The next item would be Isla Gigantes Fisherfolks undergoing packaging and labeling seminar. DOST Region 6, through the Provincial Science and Technology Center of Iloilo, held a two-day seminar for the project Technology Demonstration on Post-Harvest Processing, Scallops Value Adding in Gigantes Island, Carles, Iloilo. Day 1 of the seminar discussed packaging, kinds of packaging materials, development considerations, packaging innovations, basic package design tips, and Food and Drug Administration compliant Philippine mandatory labeling requirements. Day 2 of the seminar tackled mandatory labeling requirements in order to test participants' understanding of the previous day's topics. Scallop nuggets, scallop balls, and scallop lumpia were produced and evaluated through acceptability tests using refined technologies developed by UP Visayas College of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences, Institute of Fish Processing Technology, leading to reduced cost and longer shelf life. Additionally, DOST Region 6 will provide packaging and label designs for the aforementioned scallop products so that the cooperative can expand its market reach nationwide. A nutritional analysis of the products was also funded by USAID Fish Right. The products are already scheduled for analysis at the DOST 6 Regional Standards and Testing Laboratory. The seminar is made possible in partnership with the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Region 6, the University of the Philippines Visayas, and the United States Agency for International Development, Fish Right. The next item would be DOST MIRDC's Auto Parts Testing Lab conducting performance testing of motorcycle tires. The Metals Industry Research and Development Center, or DOST MIRDC, has been recognized by the Bureau of Philippine Standards as one of the laboratories that can test the quality and performance of tires from 2022 up to 2025. The BPS is the organization that grants the Philippine Standard mark to tire manufacturers to ensure product quality and safety. On June 2022, the Center's Auto Parts Testing Laboratory, or ATL, started accepting the samples from BPS. To date, the ATL has conducted the performance test of motorcycle tires according to the PNS UNECE R75 2007 in compliance with the requirements of the Philippine National Standards to 4 samples of motorcycle tires. In this test, the ATL verifies the load index and speed rating mark on tires using a drum testing machine. Through these tests conducted at the ATL, MIRDC is able to help ensure that the tires we buy and use are of good quality and safe for consumer use.
Sa ating pong pagbabalik, patuloy tayong makikibalita kay Usec Rene para sa mga updates tungkol sa Agham at Teknolohiya sa mga rehiyon at sa buong bansa na may kinalaman sa kaayusan at kinabukasan. Huwag po kayong bibitiw. Magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
Let it grow, and with Fertigrow, the controlled release nano fertilizer, a more cost-effective and labor-friendly replacement for fertilizer that helps minimize farming costs while helping increase yield, and is available in 3 variants: nano potassium, nano phosphorus, and nano nitrogen. Let crops grow with Fertigrow. Brought to you by the University of the Philippines Los Baños with DOST Picard and DOST Tapi.
The Impeller Rice Mill innovates the way we process rice. Updating the traditional kiskisan, the Impeller Rice Mill improves the aspirator and whitener assemblies, making it possible to produce not only milled rice, but also brown rice. The Impeller Rice Mill is faster, more affordable, and responsive to the changing demands of the Filipino everywhere. This is the Impeller Rice Mill from the Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization, supported by DOST Picard and DOST Tapi.
Kayo po'y nakatutok sa DOST Report. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng Agham at teknolohiya ang ating pag-uusapan. Alamin natin mismo yan kay Usec Rene.
Salamat, Onin. Dumako naman tayo sa kaayusan. The first item would be DOST commencing nationwide activities to kickstart Project Maghanda, or the Meteorological and Geological Hazard Advisories, Warnings and Notifications for Decisive Actions. The Department of Science and Technology, in partnership with the Department of Interior and Local Government, has started the nationwide learning sessions for Project Maghanda since July 7, bringing a total number of 9,000 participants from 17 regions. Project Maghanda aims to provide a clearer understanding of all the warning messages on natural hazards such as earthquakes, storm surges, typhoons, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions, among others, for a better response action among the LGUs. During the workshops, participants will update their disaster risk reduction and management contingency plan to include hazards that can affect their area. These learning sessions aim to introduce to the participants the most up-to-date disaster information and early warnings, as well as corresponding actions to take. The first set of synchronous activities were held on July 2021 and 27 to 28, 2022 through the video teleconferencing via Zoom. It was attended by 132 participants from Region 13 and 90 participants from Region 12. The following LGUs and offices from Regions 12 and Caraga were represented in the activity. Representatives from the Office of Civil Defense were also present during the learning sessions. Project Maghanda is implemented by PAGASA with the support from DOST FIVOX and Science and Technology Information Institute, or STII. The next item would be DOST developing coffee pest and disease detection system. A detection system is being developed to differentiate resistant from susceptible local coffee varieties against pests and diseases. Funded by the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, or PCAR-DOST, and implemented by the University of the Philippines, Diliman, the project development of a detection system for pest and disease resistance in Philippine coffee varieties used loop-mediated isothermal amplification, or LAMP technology, in coffee Arabica and coffee Canephora varieties to produce promising results in detecting coffee white stem borer, coffee leaf rust, and coffee berry disease. Since the impact of coffee pests and diseases is only seen when they are widespread, the detection system will be used in early screenings of coffee seedlings to reduce pest and disease incidences. The project team will conduct field sampling to validate the resistant and susceptible genes identified by the team. The detection system will also be validated in coffee plantations in Batangas and Cavite. The detection system is hoped to strengthen the coffee industry through equipping Filipino coffee farmers with healthy coffee seedlings. The next item would be DOST ITDI collaborating with DTI BPS for the conduct of tests for crayons. A collaboration between the Industrial Technology Development Institute through the Standards and Testing Division and the DTI Bureau of Product Standards was established on 28 July 2022. The said collaboration will be done for the conduct of physical tests, such as braking strength and softening resistance, as well as chemical tests, namely the identification of heavy metals such as arsenic, chromium, cadmium, and lead in crayons. Providing these technical services by the STD will help the DTI BPS determine whether the established criteria and procedure under PNS 1224-2006 crayons specifications are still valid and verify the degree of compliance of the existing crayons in the market. STD is a member of the Technical Committee on School and Office Supplies, BPS/TC37, wherein crayons are one of the products being monitored. The next item would be critical role of chemical, microscopical, and physical quality testing of textiles and allied products. The Philippine Textile Research Institute testing laboratories serve its stakeholders and contribute to the economic recovery and growth with its support to MSMEs, particularly those who engage in the production and trading of COVID-19 related products such as community face coverings and medical PPE. In 2021, 24% of the samples received and tested by the PTL are in this category. Further, to its previous COVID-19 response efforts, the PTL catered to the needs of local hospitals in verifying the compliance of items being procured for their operation. These include patient gowns, beddings, and medical PPE. Also assisted are the local face mask manufacturers who seek compliance to recommended specifications and/or regulatory requirements. Aside from the testing services, the technical laboratory staff also rendered consultancy services to government agencies, private companies, individuals, and researchers from the academy. Narito naman ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa kinabukasan. DOST STII conducting library webinar series. The Science and Technology Information Institute Library Services, in partnership with the Association of Special Libraries of the Philippines, conducted the second installment of 2022 DOST STII Library Webinar Series with the topic Copyright and Intellectual Property of Government, Funded Theses and Dissertations on 26 July 2022 via Zoom and Facebook Live. Dr. Fernan Ardizon, the Chief of Copyright Services Division, Bureau of Copyright and Other Related Rights of the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, was invited as resource speaker for the event. The said webinar aims to provide participants with a solid understanding of the copyright and intellectual property of government-funded theses and dissertations, allowing them to develop policies for their institution. The webinar also has an approved 2.0 CPD points by PRC CPD Council for librarians. A total of 1,000 Zoom participants and 675 Facebook Live viewers attended the webinar, the majority of whom were librarians, library staff, teachers, professors, and students. The next item would be the Starbucks deployment. In coordination with DepEd, SDO Castillejos, and San Agustin High School, Starbucks was installed to 23 beneficiary schools in Castillejos, Zambales on 28 to 29 July 2022. The beneficiary schools are public elementary schools and public-private junior high schools in the province. Starbucks, or Science and Technology Academic and Research-Based Openly Operated Kiosk, is a standalone information source designed to reach those with limited or no access to information sources. It aims to provide science-based content in various formats to students and other constituents in geographically isolated and economically challenged schools and communities throughout the country. The installation activity was held in San Agustin High School in Castillejos, Zambales. Starbucks was introduced to the Schools Division Office Castillejos by former DOST Undersecretary Rene Guevara. As of August 1, 2022, Starbucks now has 5,991 installed sites nationwide. DOST receiving Mold Technology Support Center turned over by PEZA. The Department of Science and Technology, through the Metals Industry Research and Development Center, or MIRDC, assumed complete ownership and responsibility over the Mold Technology Support Center turned over by the Philippine Economic Zone Authority during the turnover ceremony held on July 20, 2022. MTSC is a technology hub that will soon become a training, service, and research and development center to upgrade the skills and competence of the human resources required by local die and mold companies. The MTSC is a part of the implementation of the Official Development Assistance, or ODA, from the Republic of Korea to the Philippine government. Representing the Philippine party for the MTSC project are the DOST MIRDC, PEZA, Board of Investments, and the PDMA Incorporated. The MTSC is a part of the implementation of the Official Development Assistance of the Republic of Korea to the Philippine government. The ODA aims not only to develop die and mold-related skills of human resources, it will also pursue the advancement of the competitiveness of the Philippine manufacturing industry and strengthen the industrial cooperation of a country with the Republic of Korea. The MTSC has two more milestones in the pipeline: the launching ceremony and the project completion ceremony, both scheduled for November 2022. As a fully operational facility, the MTSC will offer training programs, equipment sharing, and technical consultancy, to name a few, to mold companies within and outside PEZA. MTSC is also open for R&D collaborations with the academy and the industry. This technology hub is going to propel the local manufacturing industry toward resilience and enhanced productivity in the years to come. The next item will be bringing cloud-based digital technology in IR 4.0 academic collaboration for the promotion of industry competitiveness. DOST PTRI organized a training on the use of digital textile scanner for selected faculty members of the LaSalle College of St. Benilde School of Design and Arts on 20 July 2022. The training, which was held at the DOST PTRI Gallery in Bicutan, Taguig City, paves the way for possible collaboration that will enable students of DLS, College of St. Benilde, SDA to use the tactile scanner to test out relevant applications to their course curriculum, particularly for textile product development. The digital scanner translates the physical material into its digital format for ease of manipulation. And the last item would be DOST 8, conducting teachers training on Philippine Science Centrum exhibit-based lessons in Northern Samar. The DOST Region 8, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center, Samar, conducted the teachers training on Philippine Science Centrum exhibit-based lessons and lab in a box for DepEd Northern Samar Division in Catarman in the Central School Gymnasium on 27-28 July 2022. The training, which was done in partnership with the Department of Education Region 8, provided an opportunity for science teachers to use the PFST teaching learning resource consisting of lab kit, videos of science exhibits, and guide for exhibit-based lessons, which include Newton's cradle, Bernoulli's principle, Van de Graaff generator, conductors, and insulators. The knowledge and materials obtained during the training can help enhance critical processes, conceptual understanding, and interest in science. Professor Corazon Salumbides, a balik scientist, served as the trainer of the teacher participants who came from different municipalities in Northern Samar. At iyan po ang latest updates mula sa Department of Science and Technology. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat po, Usec Rene. Natunghen po ninyong kabuuan ng DOST updates para sa nagdaang linggo. May namiss ka bang balita? Maaari mo po itong balik-balikan, bistahin lamang ang aming website, dostv.ph, o i-download ang DOST TV app sa inyong Android phone para pwede ka manood ng DOST report anytime, anywhere. Usec Rene, baka may mga nais pong ipabatid sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Maraming pong salamat sa ating mga kababayan sa patuloy na panonood sa DOST Report. Sa susunod na linggo, magpapakita po tayo at magbabalita po tayo ng mas exciting na mga balita na relevant sa kasalukuyang mga advocacy ng kasalukuyang administration.
Maraming salamat po, Usec Rene, at salamat po muli sa ating mga taga-subaybay. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng Agham at Teknolohiya ang ating pag-uusapan. Kaya tutok lamang kayo tuwing Biyernes, alas 4 ng hapon, dito sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Palagi rin tumutok sa mga websites at FB pages ng ating mga ahensya, DOST, para sa latest happenings nila at mga events para mas tumawak pa ang ating kaalaman tungkol sa iba't ibang R&D projects at mga inobasyon. Bistahin din ang DOST Philippines FB page para di mahuli sa mga nakalinya activities ng DOST at i-download ang DOST app sa inyong mga cellphones upang updated kayo sa mga balita sa mundo ng Agham at teknolohiya saan man kayo naroon. Ako po si Oling Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa Agham, teknolohiya at inobasyon, hatid ng pagbabago para sa mas unlad na mundo.
At ako po ang inyong lingkod, Undersecretary Renato Solidum Jr. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay dito sa DOST Report.